Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 15, Week 6. Today, I really want to get this Princess Gang vs. Trash Bros game up before the Princess Gang game today, so I'm recording just with me. Princess Gang been going through quite a lot of lumps recently. It seems like fortune has really not favored them for quite a while. Going to be playing with Looter today because his own game FF'd. Which is a bit unfortunate. You can see, just taking a casual look at this game, there are stand-ins all goddamn over the place in this league.
10 seconds remaining.
Lots of very standard bans here. First pick, Death Prophet.
5 seconds remaining.
Probably the last first pick Death Prophet we're going to see in this tournament, if I'm guessing. I mean, unless a different one happens this week, but you know how it goes. And by this week, I mean week 6. Treant Protector. We might have seen the last out of him as a first pick as well, though I still think he's definitely good enough to be a second pick type thing. He's definitely good to have in a game where it's good to have a Treant Protector. And, you know, it's not like there are very many games where that's not necessarily the case, but you know, he's not a support you can run literally every game, but as long as your comp's a little focused around him, he should be fine. Got the Rubik here. It's already going to be a very nasty thing for the enemy team just on the grounds of having the Death Prophet.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Even if Rubik doesn't get EXO, which is probably going to be the case, you know, you might get like 1 or 2 a game. Getting any of the Death Prophet spells can be kind of a nasty situation, and the same kind of goes for Mirana here. Rubik's also going to be able to get the telekinesis save out later on in the game if somebody big gets zeroed, so good pick so far on the Trash Bros' part.
Dire team back.
There will be no Phantom Lancer in this game. I don't believe that's #1 Frank Stan as Hugging Face on the Trash Bros. I could be wrong about that. I think I was wrong about Ad Forum not being Ad Forum earlier this week. Yeah, I think it secretly was Ad Forum. That might not be #1 Frank Stan. As a result, I don't know if you can be quite so confident. You know, it's a bit of a smokescreen for the Princess Gang pick and ban process because you don't necessarily know who's going to be playing what. You know, Poop is going to want to play 3 if he's going to be able to. They just don't have the confidence in poor #1 Frank Stan anymore. They have confidence in Hugging Face, perhaps. Things might be a little different. Hard to say, and I mean, that just might be #1 Frank Stan anyway, and I could be crazy. We'll have to see.
Dire team back.
Imba Spirit is banned. See, the Trash Boat special, of course, is no longer on the menu.
Radiant team back.
And neither is Sniper. Seem to be under the assumption that it's Looter mid, which is probably not a bad assumption. I don't think Princess is necessarily a mid enjoyer, per se.
10 seconds remaining.
Can do it.
5 seconds.
I don't think he wants to do it.
Dire team back.
Draw Ranger, knocked out of the equation here. I don't think the nerfs to Drow were quite enough that she's not still going to be viable in most every LD2L game. But At the very least, she won't be monstrous in every LD2L game, so there's that.
Dire team pick.
No clockwork. Maybe they're gonna unban Lena and pick it. But I doubt it. It's a bit of an odd ban. I don't think I like the clockwork idea at all on this lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
Feel like with a tree and a Rubik, if you try to hook in gears, then not only are you not going to kill the guy in gear jail, you're just going to die. It's not really a great scenario for him. Also, you can be like 75% sure it's Hollywood Mirana anyway, right? So I don't think this is Sculpture Fella plays either of those heroes. Odd ban. Odd ban. That's just the way things go sometimes.
Radiant team pick.
Trash Bros have declared that they're trying to lose this game by picking Mars in a game where there's nothing he counters on the enemy lineup. See if it works out for them.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing this statistic by now if you've been watching the cast. But, the funny thing about, a dichotomy, a stat dichotomy that I found out while doing research a few weeks ago is like, if you take one matchup out of the Bristleback matchup list, he immediately goes over 50% global win rate. If you take two matchups out of the Mars matchup list, he immediately goes under 40%. And neither of those matchups are here so far. In fact, both of those matchups are banned, so... And here's two guys that pretty much ruin the arena, just full stop. I don't like Mars Treon anyway, it's just very redundant.
10 seconds remaining.
Like, you already have the better Mars. Certainly in this patch as well, you already have the better Mars in the form of the Treon Protector. I really don't understand what the idea is picking him here. Into the DP with the Exo and the Silence, and now you have the Lich and the Spectre to deal with as well. Two pretty good answers to a rowdy arena. Spectre in particular can be bad news, because if you can't just kill her in the time she's stunned out, then she can just, hit ult, get the hell out of there. Or hit Haunt, get the hell, not Haunt, the Ags, get the hell out of there. At least Leshrac is a good thing to throw into the arena. The first thing they really have on their team that's good for throwing into the arena. Tree doesn't really have anything, and Rubik doesn't have much. Like, unless he steals Exo or Lich ult, basically. That's
10
it.
seconds remaining.
And that's two things I'm not going to be holding my breath for Rubik to get this game. Certainly not consistently. Lesh is going to at least be able to, do his stupid shard in the arena, do his lot of tricks.
Dire team back.
I don't know how much I like him against Spectre either, but, that remains to be seen. There will be no Naga Siren this game. Man, talk about the ultimate self-troll. You get the big arena and then Naga Siren starts singing. I would have let that through just on that reason. I would be 100% confident if they had that combination. You're gonna get like the Mars arena, Trance is gonna ult in the middle of it, and then Naga's gonna sing and nothing happens. Trash Bros getting rid of one of the few other matchups that Mars has a positive win rate against for some reason. Like, do you need to worry about the Windrunner when you have the Mars and you have the Treant Protector and she's kind of bad into Lesh unless she gets to jump on him every time? I don't know. I don't really think so. Ursa's a much better ban, I think.
10 seconds remaining.
Still doesn't really make arenas very threatening if you pick Ursa here, but you know.
Radiant team pick.
No Invoker, Invoker banned. We're assuming Looter mid, right? I think sooner would a camel pass through the eye of a needle than Looter be playing Invoker mid. I don't know. That does not seem like that does not seem like a mid that suits his strengths as a player. What he wants to do mid, I mean, that is very, very contradictory. But you know how it goes.
Dire team pick.
Beastmaster. Oh, Death Prophet's going mid. It's an interesting Beastmaster game to say the least. I don't think he's astounding with what you have set up here, but he can certainly shut down a really nasty pause 1, and right now, it's kind of looking like a really nasty pause 1 is about all Trash Bros have left in the playbook. So Beastmaster is a good soft counter to whatever they can bring out here. Like that!
Now select your heroes.
You could counterspell the Beastmaster Roar. That's a possibility. It is not going to be Looter mid after all, okay? It's going to be Snowstorm mid, whoever that is. And we are, in fact, #1 Frank Stanless on the Trash Bros.
That felt so good.
You could counterspell the Beastmaster shout at Anti-Mage, but if you don't, he's dead. Like, just 100% he's dead. You get shouted out right before you come back up, you get Lich pulled in, you get the Death Prophet silence, you get Miranda stunned if you're really lucky. I mean, like, there is so much to screw up Anti-Mage here, and he doesn't really do that much except to the supports. I don't know, I think I gotta just favorite Princess Gang almost across the board here. Like, Trash Bros probably have a better support line. I like Treon Protector and Rubik about 1,000,000 times more than I like Lich Mirana. Especially in this patch. But that's like it. I feel like that's pretty much where the upsides end. I feel like Princess Gang just kind of has them on every other point. Like, you've got the Claude Leshrac, you've got the kind of bad this patch Anti-Mage, and you've got the really bad for like the last 3 years Mars.
For battle.
God Gamer alert! God Gamer detected!
And you've got a God Gamer detected. Just to make things a little worse. I don't know who Snowstorm is. Maybe that's a Coke Fiend. I don't know. But whoever it is, it's definitely Snowstorm.
I think not.
Stand-in bowl. Yeah, that's true. This whole week is stand-in bowl. In particular, this should be a fairly easy game for the Spectre. Like, as long as your Beastmaster is around and fights, and as long as he has his brain turned on, then he should be able to just stomp out the Anti-Mage. Even if you're having to deal with a Fable, which can be definitely annoying, you should be able to just stomp out the Anti-Mage, and, like, literally nobody else is a threat to her this game, basically. He has some good Ags targets in the Leshrac and the Rubik. Potentially Anti-Mage if you get a good go on him. If you're far ahead of him. but it remains to be seen. You know, it's not enough to have picked a better comp. You must also play it right. Let's see how it goes. So, while we're going to our lanes to go for our favorite part of the cast here, our roll call. For the Princess King, pause 1, namesake of the team, not the captain. You have Princess on the Spectre. Pause 2, you have standing in for Moon River, I believe. You have Snowstorm on the Death Prophet. Pause 3, you've got Looter, last name Shooter, on the Beastmaster. Pause 4, you've got Hollywood, captain of the team, actually, sort of, on the Marana. And pause 5, you've got S Culture 3 on the Lich. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin for the Trash Bros, pause 1, you've got People, Order our Patties, the Trash Man himself on Anti-Mage. Pause 2, captain of the team, you got the Trash Boat on the Shrek here, getting a little hammered by the Death Prophet, but probably not enough that he cares that much. Certainly not if she gets a bunch of uphill misses. Pause 3, you've got Jumpman standing in for number 1 Frank Stan on the Marv, and this is a powerful stand-in because they rhyme. Pause 4, you've got Big Boy LaCroix on the Rubik, who I still haven't gotten to queue with because he only queues like 1 hour every day, and I'm usually asleep at that hour right now. And pause 5, you've got Code Line on the Treon Protector.
You won't get that goal. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to be an interesting mid matchup, certainly. I feel like Death Prophet here is going to be in a very interesting situation where I think Death Prophet, if Death Prophet kind of plays this lane badly, she's at like a great risk of just kind of falling off the face of the planet. That issue doesn't necessarily exist with the Shrek. Like, you know, Death Prophet has to try hard to win this lane and can fail it. Leshrac, you know, is probably not going to fail this, like, have any issues this lane unless Death Prophet does really well. But he has less potential upside out of it. And it's kind of out of his control. I do think it's more likely that Trashboat does well here than the DP, but, you know, again, remains to be seen.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Marana runs down Anti-Mage's courier to commit a small war crime here, and then kill a random jungle creep for no reason. That'll show it. Does not want to go back in the lane against Anti-Mage with like no HP or no MP left for what I hope are obvious reasons. Very slow lane phase here. Nice, so we're just gonna annoy this off lane a little bit. I don't think any kills are happening in this safe lane unless something is going terribly wrong here. This is a pretty, it's like tough to kill the Spectre, it's tough to kill the Marv. Lich and Rubik are easier, but they don't have a lot of kill potential in this lane per se to actually get that done. If I'm a betting man, First Blood is probably not happening here. Oof. Double oof, triple oof, never mind. She got them with the bats. Missing a range creep. Having the split earth miss there. Few interesting little scenarios there. Yeehaw, by the way. So far, generally last hits are favoring the Trashboat lineup. Trash Bros here. Anti-Mage is down compared to Looter, but he's at the same rate as Spectre at the very least. Marv slightly down from Looter, but advantage considerably in Trashboat's favor. They do have a small net worth advantage, though, that mostly comes from Mirana being able to snake a bounty out of the jungle fairly early on here. Gonna have a bit of a go. Nothing much comes out of this. Like I said, this is a very, very tough lane to actually kill in either capacity. Princess is gonna look scary at Big Boy LaCroix, but that's about all they can do right now. Oh, we still have this happening. This is apparently Dire's Ancient. So if this dies, then the Dire lose. Wonder if it knows what these things are. That's not a hawk. That's Big Boy LaCroix going down, okay. Let's take a look, see how this happens. Man, this is awkward. Okay, Princess is just about to get run over there. Just, huh? Princess just accepted his fate there. Just wanted to die to Jumpman as fast as possible, I guess. It's a bit interesting. I'd say overall that probably favors Jumpman a little bit here. While it was unlikely for Spectre to die, her untimely death does give her a pretty decent disadvantage, I think, even having gotten a kill off of it. If she'd gotten the 3, it'd be a different story, but unfortunately she got Rubik. And speaking of unfortunately, Mirana just shoots an arrow straight into the creep wave and gets the predictable result. And now she might die for this? Yeah, especially if she just TPs. You know, you've got a pair of Boras that have a pretty nasty move speed slow here. Surely the play is to at least walk away a little bit before you TP, right? First Exo down here in mid. The Leshrac actually beat the Death Prophet to 6 here. But doesn't actually seem to matter. He hasn't been able to actually do anything with his level 6. At least not so far. At the very least, he secured quite the last hit advantage at this point. Now all members of the Dire are just linearly ahead of their Radiant counterparts. Jumpman likely dead. Oh my god, 20 HP. Princess must be fuming. Especially given Lich was just doing a camp during that. If he was like down here, then that's a potential double. But these things happen. At the very least, trying to keep competitive here. He's still pulling ahead again for the last hits here, just barely pulling ahead of the Anti-Mage and the Mars. Basically, the only thing keeping his team on the board CS-wise right now. I don't think that's necessarily a huge deal unless this disparity gets really insane. Like, Spectre being one last hit down from Anti-Mage probably doesn't matter too much when this is a much better Spectre game than the Anti-Mage game. Spectre going to annoyingly just go for the last hits there with the, okay. Getting a little aggressive on Jumpman here. He's gonna put down an arena and die to the Spectre Blade Mail. Well, that's sad. Goodbye. Princess likely dead as well. Oh my god, never mind. See a Sculpture? That's the power of you actually being in this lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Pretend that never happened.
Hollywood just gonna get beat up here now. Nope, okay. Wow, neither of these guys end up going down here at top. If I was Anti-Mage, I would not be the happiest man right now. Well, Spectre I might be. It's a pretty good turn of events for Spectre here, who is now going to kill herself on this jungle camp, maybe.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I think maybe the play for Spectre here, if you want to not be worrying about dying every time you do a camp, is just TP home and then come back on Haunt on somebody at bot. Trashboat is gonna get donked here by Lich. running up to mid. In fact, both these guys are. Neither one of these guys actually, they didn't get Lich ulted here, which is slightly sad for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Anti-Mage kind of showing what's going to happen this game on most of his one-on-one encounters with the Beastmaster, which is to say, a lot of pain for him and not a lot of game for him. They're going to use his magical microing abilities while Big Boy, oh that's sad, while Big Boy LaCroix dies off screen. I mean, it's probably okay though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bit interesting there that Anti-Mage didn't really seem to see that coming to any degree. You know, the blink into the trees earlier, I was like, okay, so he's just spotted out these guys coming up here somehow, I guess, even though they're smoked up, maybe. He just had that spidey sense. Nope. He just wanted to be cool dodge the Centaur Stomp, and he did, to his credit. He did do that. Spectre doing these little stacks in the jungle camp. Making them for herself. Still getting quite hammered by the jungle creeps, but I guess not to the point where she can't, like, do this. We're just gonna try to annoy the Anti-Mage here. Just keep pretending to be about to hit W on a wave, okay. This is probably not where Treant Protector wanted to be. Good use of the Centaur stun there on the part of Looter to stop the jungle camps from snaking the kill there. In theory, it could have also been thinking about the Treant ult, though in practice he's level 5, so probably not. Radiant going to push a little aggressively in here on this T2. Going for the defense of this T1 instead. Trashboat just barely missing out there on his stun, is going to lead to his death. It's kind of a bit what I was talking about earlier with this whole Leshrac versus Death Prophet matchup. Death Prophet has played this rather well at this point, and as a result, Trashboat, like, the control is kind of out of his hands. Okay, goodbye Treant. Solo kill. If Death Prophet had not played this very well, then, like, Lesh would be able to just kind of walk all over her. But she got the silence pretty quickly. Looter is in jail. Okay, but it's not gonna matter if the arena hurts them more than it hurts them. He was actually, like, thinking about going back in, but I think that's a bit crazy talk here. Just need to leave. Okay. Anti-Mage is gonna get the snake on Death Prophet there, which is a lot of money in his pocket. Check out that net worth chart. Yeah, that just put him above the Spectre here. I believe above the Mars and potentially even the Leshrac as well. Also gonna take T1 mid here. Bonk. And immediately smoke. I'm gonna Princess here. Princess might have suspected this was coming, but I don't think she's getting out fast enough for that to mean anything. Yeah, she's just gonna get hammered, okay.
Tis mine.
Well, that's probably not great for the Spectre. You really probably don't want to have that happen to you here. You know, Princess just committed the ultimate Dota 2 faux pas, which is being a pause one and not assuming everybody on the enemy team is running at her when they go off map.
It's time.
And a Moonlight Shadow to try and get some heat back here. Anti-Mage getting hammered, but without any stuns here, they really had no hope. Not the best go in the world, I must say. It's a good question. Might work with more silence there, or if Beastmaster is there, but in the case of neither of those being true, like we saw there, can't really say that. You're gonna get Treant for basically free here. Okay, Rubik's gonna steal Exo, so the cost is getting a lot higher all of a sudden. Again, very awkward go here. You can definitely feel the stand-ininess of Death Prophet there, who is deep in the jungle. Where she probably should be. The team probably should be here, but they ain't. They ain't even close. But like the team, you know, isn't going to have. If the team doesn't have that read, it is going to be on you to communicate that.
What a bounty!
See what it thinks a hawk is. A greater hawk. Okay. That makes sense.
What sort of prize?
That's a Dark Troll Summoner. And that's a tower. How about the Dire version? That's also a tower. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
While there's a lot of upsides in the favor of the Princess Gang lineup here, they're definitely not going to win this game if the coordination level keeps being as low as it's been in these last few minutes. If they just get one reliable kill on Anti-Mage, and I don't think that's hard, smoke the Beastmaster, have him yell at him, like maybe we're about to see here. As long as we have like one good kill on this Anti-Mage in the next 4 minutes, this is definitely going to be like A-okay. But if he gets like 10k ahead of Spectre, not so much. Okay, we did drop a little too much on Anti-Mage too fast, but he is going to die here. See, there you go, that's all we needed. One yell at this man, and suddenly he's not first place net worth chart anymore. Lots of very futile attempts to do something to the Leshrac here. Marv's looking for an arena, he's gonna get silenced instead. Princess just casually farming up here. It's certainly been accelerating her rate of farming a lot more than Anti-Mage has been able to. You know, on the whole him being dead account. Okay, Lesh might have gone a bridge too far here. Trying to look for some easy kills. Just gets completely evaporated.
I must have them all.
Man, that was a depressing arrow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Protector is a bit of an interesting spot here. Radiant being very conscious about, did he seriously just get Exo again? Alright. Oh, he might not get to use it though. Immediately, Spectre just comes out and completely shatters him. Good hold on Spectre's part. Just gonna prevent that from suddenly turning disastrous all of a sudden.
Dire's top tower is
We're
under
trying to use the Exo to keep going here, but probably not gonna get anything done. Yep. Princess Gang starting to TP away from this a little bit. Anti-Mage really wants to go in, but he's certainly not gonna be able to now. General retreat on the part of the Radiant, which is probably what you want to do. Anti-Mage is top of the net worth charts again. He's the value gap between him and Spectre is closing to a good degree, but you still probably want to get another go on him if you can, if you're a Princess Gang in this game.
Arms for the dead.
Everybody pings Lich the second he shows up on Vision. It's a little hard to tell what the actual Vision is, because sentries are showing up on the map as observers, annoyingly. Got a haste rune here. Death Prophet's going to have arcane rune and a haste rune. Very lucky day to be her. Gonna try and ride this out as much as possible. She wants to ideally be able to use both, I think. Okay, they're just about to all walk into Mirana and Roche. This is some bait. They, like, didn't actually commit anything to that, though, so that was totally pointless. Very odd. I guess they were just really hoping for an arrow to land there? I don't know, that was weird. I don't know if at this point in the game it's that advisable to fight without the Spectre ult anyway, but at least she has that Ags now. You saw the last fight Rubik just get eliminated from this earth. Oh, you better use that in like 2 seconds, bro. Okay, cool. I was a little worried there. Exo gonna get popped here to do Roche. Here comes the army of Beastmaster Crab, including what I believe is his first Ancient. An Ancient Frostbitten Golem, as you can see. Shaman Princess gonna have a little bit of a skirmish up here. The smart thing would have probably been to give that to Looter, considering he can die without hitting ult, and if Death Prophet dies after hitting ult, then it's pointless. If she's not gonna do anything, Second Life, probably. But, you know how it goes. Or you gotta wait for Spectre and use that to enable her to actually take a fight at this point. That's also the case, but a little hard to get behind. Well, Rubik didn't get the Exo this time, but he got probably the second worst thing he could possibly get out of the DP. That silence, when Rubik has it, is very, very, very long. It's got what, I guess in fairness, the increased duration probably not much at this point. I believe that tooltip is slightly goofed, but so we can't see for sure, but swinging a miss on this arrow. Rana still basically has yet to actually land one, unfortunately for her. Just one that's going to be on a unstunned target. When he walks uphill there, he can just walks into Mars and it gets awkward, but luckily he didn't. I don't know who that's lucky for necessarily. I feel like it's actually luckier for Mars perhaps, but this is such an awkward go. They're depending so much on these arrows that they're just not getting for this. This is going to try and save himself with the yields there, which is going to succeed, but this Lich ult into this arena is really, really screwing things up. This waits quite a bit to pop the Blade Mail there, but it's ultimately going to get it done. Go on, my sweet sisters, now, but it's a little late to do anything with this. Are going to slightly tickle this tower here, but not do much to it. At the very least, you know, you had the situation. I didn't think DP was going to die without Exo, but you did have the most ideal situation for this Aegis to come up. I do not like this version of the DP ult. Makes it a little tough to tell what is actually getting hit by Exo. That's all we're doing. Not exactly the most ideal use of an Aegis, especially considering Anti-Mage is starting to pull ahead quite considerably with his net worth lead. Again, I think as long as Spectre is in second place and as long as it's relatively close, it's a lot better for you. But like, if you really want to just secure this game, make sure that there's not really a realistic path to victory. Like, one good clean kill on Anti-Mage that you don't sacrifice much for doing it, which is still definitely a possibility. You know, you have that Beastmaster Roar. One decent go on anti-mage, where he just explodes,
That should help.
definitely be good. I don't know what tower Looter just got exactly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I assume it's probably just an old thing in chat. This is a T2 mid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Anti-mage is basically sure to get this T2, but he's lost all of his outer towers to get it done.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Shadows, take us.
Run ult. And Jumpman is gonna get the hell out of town.
Time to run them down.
Radiant are scattered.
See, they're gonna have a bit of a go here, but with Jumpman being hasted, there is nothing happening on this. Okay, we actually did just get Rubik with quite the arrow. I don't know if Radiant really realized that, but that's what happened. Anti-mage about to finish up a Skull Basher here. We're gonna get a Aya Scotty to follow. Wonder if Lincoln's might actually be good for him this game. You know, it's you do have your counter spell. You're not always going to be able to get that. This is a good Yules on the part of the Death Prophet, but okay, we just got anti-mage. We just got anti-mage. Oh no! Okay, never mind. Anti-mage has not been gotten. Exo coming out. Again, likely too late to like do anything. Okay, good good silence on the last show.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
These awkward fights where they like kill the other guys and not anti-mage or Lesh are starting to get like not to their advantage, but as long as they get to the tower here, it's probably okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are falling.
There is no
Woof.
hand in anger and your parts.
Trashboat getting hammered on the very outset of that Spectre ult, I believe. Full-fledged ult. Nah, that was just another shadow step, never mind. Thought she had just used a shadow step, but I guess not. But still, you know, you got the Lesh, that's good. But you didn't get the anti-mage, and that's starting to get a little concerning. Again, it's probably fine, but you really want that guy at this point, I think. Like, if you want to go from, you know, game favors you to you are just outright winning, one kill on anti-mage does that for you at this point, I think. Tis his, after all. I'm gonna go for the grease here. DP don't want none of that action. Both teams is gonna have people cut this bot wave now, looks like it. Alright, the bot creep wave just gonna disappear now. Oh, Jumpman's actually gonna avoid taking the... Okay, this is interesting. Just got the Beastmaster ult on Lesh, who just dies in mere moments without any recourse. But that's not good! That is like the worst thing that could possibly happen for this team at this point.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now, not only is this push ruined, they also just put their ability to win off black by like 10-15 minutes, perhaps. And Lich is just also gonna die.
Radiant's
They're
top tower.
just gonna have to address this. They just keep walking one one at a time into the anti-mage. This is just gonna get really bad really fast.
Radiant's top
We're
tower
gonna
is under
start
attack.
having a bit more of a reaction now here. But yeah, that was dreadful. That was dreadful timing. That was dreadful turn of events. Now it's once again they need to kill anti-mage. I like that tomfoolery, but would have been better if you actually got away with it. This has already evolved, or perhaps devolved, given your point of view, into a situation where, like, even the Lesh is gone now. Like, Lesh is, at this point, just kind of backed out of the game. At this point, it's like, you either kill Anti-Mage or the fight wasn't worth it. That's, like, the option for the Radiant at this point. Anti-Mage, if any resource that you have goes to non-Anti-Mage killing purposes, it was a resource wasted. You're not going to be able to win if he's up. That much is certain. That much has already been proven. Mutual exchange of outposts takes place here.
It's what the ancestors give me.
Another Exo for Roche. Who's going to take out his frustrations on a boar.
Can't let them see us.
Gonna have the Mirana ult here.
Your soul has fallen to the Radiant.
And immortality. Now Beastmaster gonna have a hawk. Rubik's gonna get shattered at the back of this team fight, but so is the support, but so is the not the support, the Treant. So is the everybody, in fact. But unfortunately for the Radiant, they literally all have buyback.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Start out with a glyph.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Rex
Dire's
goes
top
down.
barracks has fallen.
Rex goes down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, I mean, if the Dire aren't gonna, like, actually defend these structures or push in this time, then it's, like, fine to not kill Anti-Mage, I guess. I really did not expect them to let so many structures go for free. Really figured there'd just be a buyback store in there. That's underestimating their own position? Hard to say.
Alms for the dead.
Spectre kind of in an awkward spot, though she still has his ages, so...
We bathe in mystic light.
Okay, well, everybody is just gonna kill the DP net. Never mind. It's too hard. Beastmaster ult is gonna hit the anti-mage, but... Oh, fear! Ooh, mama. No, it's fine. Well, again, all they got for that was supports. They're gonna beat the heck out of Lich Show. It doesn't matter, they just got supports, so they're just gonna take a Rax for free. Certainly if they have the Exo up, this is gonna be very easy.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom
Anti-Mage coming into the back of this fight. Leshrac also coming in at the back of this fight and getting evaporated. Once again. There's just a pile of goo on the ground now that once contained Trashboat.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
One hell of a team fight here. Every spell just going every which way. Ashman is going to clean up here in the base. Princess is on second life now. Treeholt.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Spectre actually having a pretty tough time, like, killing anybody here.
Tower is under attack.
Only the wary.
Well, goodbye, Princess.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It was a bit awkwardly long, and
Has fallen.
the Dire really don't have any ability to win this game anymore, but you know, there is that. I don't know, I don't know if the Trash Boys realized, like, to what extent the advantage Anti-Mage was getting. Like, after he just completely clocked Spectre in that 1v1, surely they must have realized to at least some degree that he's ahead. But I think if they had just rallied the troops, if they had just, like, had a wave of buys the first time that Radiant were going uphill, all the Dire structures are probably still standing right now, and you have the awkward situation where Anti-Mage can, like, kill 4 of those people on that team without thinking much about it, and yet they still have all their structures, at least if he doesn't get Beastmaster ulted, which it seems like it's been very hard to actually get done this game. Or maybe it's one of those classic situations of prioritizing the wrong target, perhaps, with some ults on the Leshrac that maybe don't need to be there, but either way, still. The point of the matter is, while this game's been pretty bad looking for Anti-Mage in theory, I think in practice he's been making the most of it. I think if they actually have a wave of buys there, this is starts to look really actually hard to win for Radiant. But you know how it goes.
Needed that coin.
You know, jump managers are randomly gonna die at bot. You know, his culture is going to say that ungodly voice chat line. We got a Octarine core here on the Death Prophet.
All I can give us is a chance.
Gonna smoke in and, okay. It's a huge silence. I don't know if they realize the size of that silence, but... Okay, the Beastmaster ult is gonna hit the Leshrac. At this point, I don't think it matters. Certainly not if Trashboat's gonna call the G's. It's kind of an awkward situation here. Trashboat called the G's, but his team is still fighting. Looter moment, or what? Jumpman is also gonna call the G's, and then he's just gonna die.
Radiant
No honor. Well, that was a bit of a looter moment. Well, I mean, that was an interesting scenario because it looked for a minute like Trash Boys were gonna come back from their kind of bad-looking draft, but unfortunately for them, you did have a few things that were getting in the way of this a little bit. First and foremost, you can tell immediately just looking at this post-game summary that Big Boy LaCroix is probably not the experienced Rubik that you want to be sitting out into a game like this. He did get some good plays. He did get some good goes, but I think, in an LD2L environment, I think usually when you're going to be picking up the Rubik, you kind of have a expectation of what's going to be happening there, and I don't know if Big Boy LaCroix is necessarily going to be able to deliver that on you. So that's a bit unfortunate from the start. I don't think it's that important. I think the important thing is that Mars is, like, not a hero right now. He's certainly not a hero with the Trion Protector. I mean, did they get, like, any kills in Arena this game? I don't really think so. Like, barely any. Pretty much every bit of damage it felt like going out in this game was from the Anti-Mage. Yeah, you can just see here, coming 10k over the Leshrac. 10k damage over the Leshrac in a game where he did not really get to fight all that often, like, and Leshrac was in basically every team fight. Really just tells you. This was a team built around one man. I don't know to the degree to which they realize that. Again, I think if they just buy back wave, like at the very least, if they have the tree buyback and buy some time, when they're pushing uphill the first time, right? This game gets so much harder for the Princess gang because I do think Anti-Mage could have feasibly perhaps, got into a situation where, he's not going to 1v5 at the end of the game. At the end of the game, once everybody on Princess gang gets money, he's just going to get creamed. But it seemed like the forecast was that, like, at the 40 to 50 minute mark, he was just going to start 1v5ing people, but they didn't get there. They did not let it get there. See what happens next time.